You to meet my very handsome co-host here and former foster. His name is Ted, and he was a Lynx Point, about 6 months old, rescued as a stray, and at the time he had injured paws. As you can see in this photo, all of his paws were bandaged up and had been burned. I took him to my house for a few weeks. He was an absolute delight. He's extremely smart, very inquisitive and curious, adventurous. If you're not paying attention to him, right out the doggy door, so make sure you keep an eye on him. He sounds like a stampede when he's racing through the house. He bats around his toys. He's very affectionate as well, has a rumbling purr, will sleep with you at night, but he's just so trusting. He was great with my dogs and cats. He's just a very sweet boy who is ready for a home today at our Sunny Slope campus. Come meet him. Now let's meet a few other adoptable pets, starting with a trio of playful kitties. Our feline expert Denise is joining us today. Denise, toys help fight boredom and give cats an outlet for their instinctive prey-chasing behaviors. Show us the proper way, though, to play with our feline friends.
That's right, Ashley. There's actually two different types of toys. There's the interactive toys like this wand toy here, and then there's solo toys like the crinkly ball, the Kong toy, fuzzy mice, or any puzzle toys. So cats actually need to have a variety of both. So when you're playing with the interactive toy, you want to find out, does your kitty like to chase birds that are in the air or mice or snakes that are on the ground? So that's the first fun part, to try to figure out what your kitty actually wants. Second is you want to make sure that you move the toy either across to their field of vision to encourage them to chase it, just like this little girl here, or away from them, because of course no self-respecting bird or mouse or snake is going to run right toward the cat, of course. These guys absolutely are digging this puzzle toy right here, so that's their favorite, and of course they love to play with each other. So consider coming down and bringing home 2 of them today.
Well, for most of their existence, the Border Collie has been a high-energy cattle herder, not a house pet. So adapting to a modern-day city slicker lifestyle can be difficult for a breed that's become so accustomed to living in the wide-open spaces. But Perry is here today to tell us more about Kevin, the Border Collie, and ways high-strung canine occupied.
Right, Ashley, this is generally a pretty high-strung animal, very, very active. Kevin here is 10, shows no signs of slowing down, though. He's very, very active, but he's also very mature, and a little bit more about that later. With respect to dogs, I think a lot of people have anxiety in getting a pet, even because it's like, well, geez, I spend so much time away from home, and if you do spend excessive amounts of time away from home, probably not a good idea. But if you're like everybody else, you work a normal 8-hour day, you're probably gone for 9 hours or so, it's still okay, and there's ways you can cope with that. Dogs love to sleep, so in most cases, they're probably just sleeping when you're away. Sometimes some dogs are very content to look out the window, to have a chew bone of some sort of Kong. But other guys, most likely a guy like Kevin here, need a little bit more than that. So we have some interactive toys to show you right here. One, this little toy right here is kind of cool because it's a little look at that. Right on cue, he's opening a little door here to find a treat for you. So there he is, he's doing it. It's not just the plain old giving them a treat. It kind of teaches them how to use their brain skills. This thing actually rotates also. We have another kind of a maze thing, which actually is a dual purpose type of thing. There was a lot more treats in here when we started. I think Kevin ate all of them. But this is great for dogs that eat too fast also, because it takes some time to get the treats out of here. We have a dog actually suffering from bloat today, which is a cause of this, so we'll talk about that also. And also this little cool toy here, it's a Ron Spear. It's got a little bit of a hole in it, so the dog actually has to roll this on the floor to get those treats to kind of get jogged loose and onto the floor, so some cool things. Kevin here was an injured stray hit by a car. He had some minor wounds. He's pretty good now, and like I said, you'd never know this guy's 10 years old. He's a smarty. He's a senior pet, lots of advantages. He's smart, house-trained, leash-trained, all that neat stuff. Come on down and check out Kevin.
Everybody at the shelter knows Kevin. He is one popular pooch and is sure to be a great dog for someone. Thanks for all those tips, too, on puzzles, Perry. Hiking is also a great way to help your canine burn some energy. In the month of January is National Walk Your Dog Month. The weather is perfect right now to get outside and explore with your canine pal. There are only hiking trails in Phoenix, but here are a few of our favorites: Shaw Butte, North Mountain, Lookout Mountain, Papago Park, which has amazing views. And if you have a water-loving hound, check out the Tres Rios wetlands. That's another great place. Now, rabbits make wonderful pets. Mary adopted a bunny named Duke and says the rabbit is the ultimate family pet. Duke enjoys supervised time in the grassy yard, has bonded with their other rabbit and also their 2 dogs. And Duke does great with their kids too. And if you are looking for a long-eared friend, we happen to have one on the show today. This is Roger. He's very social, quiet, a clean bunny, and you may not know, but rabbits can actually be litter box trained, and Lisa is here to tell us how.
Yeah, Roger is going to be one of those very smart bunnies that can easily be litter box trained. When I was in college, couldn't have dogs or cats in my apartment, so I got a rabbit and I litter box trained it. And it is amazing how easy it is and how smart rabbits are. Sometimes I think people underestimate how smart they are. Rabbits like to go to the bathroom in the same spot. So you need to kind of let your rabbit pick the spot where they like to potty. And they also, it's best if they're spayed or neutered, because then that eliminates any of the urination for marking purposes, because they don't have hormones in their urine. So we've already taken care of that for Roger. Mr. Roger is already neutered. And what you need is just to get a large litter box, a box that's bigger than the rabbit. You would think they're small so that you could get a small one, but rabbits actually like to lay in their litter box. So this type of litter box, and as you can see in here, is what we call Carefresh litter, which is recycled newspaper. It's not cat litter. Don't confuse it with cat litter. Cat litter, actually, rabbits can eat it, and it can cause them quite a bit of GI distress. Clay litter should not be used at all for rabbits. You need this paper type of Carefresh litter. But you will find your lay in their box, but they also will go to the bathroom in their box. You'll find them getting up and going to use the box. A little bit different than cats. You need to, instead of the cat going to the box, you need to put the box where the bunny actually goes to the bathroom. But sometimes they'll also need more than one box while you're initially training them until they select their favorite place to go to the bathroom outside of their enclosure. But they actually are quite easy to establish a litter box habit with. So if you're thinking of trying it out, Roger would be a wonderful candidate for that. He assures me that he's very smart. Believe it or not, he came to us as an injured stray. He had an injured back leg. We think he's about 2 years old. He's about 4 pounds. He's got the coloring of a wild rabbit, but he definitely is not. He's a domesticated love bug, and he likes to be held close. So if you're interested in trying out your litter box training skills, Roger here will be at the South Mountain Shelter waiting to meet with you. He'll be snacking on his strawberries and his Timothy hay in the meantime. We will take wonderful care of him until then.
And there's also a few other rabbits that you can meet down there as well as Roger. Now, animal rescuers from the Arizona Humane Society were called to help a dog who was stranded with an injured leg at the top of a mountain preserve near Central and Hatcher. The dog, now known as Roy, is joining us today. And Perry, the dog had been camping out on the mountain for over a week.
Yeah, Ashley, our EAMTs, you know, they are always there for pets in need, whether it's a cat that's stuck in a storm drain, an abused puppy, or an abandoned dog. They're there to serve those in need, and last year they did around 11,300 of those type of calls. Roy being one of them here. You know, he was seen by hikers. They saw him for at least a week. They tried to get him. They couldn't. They finally called the Arizona Humane Society, and we climbed that mountain. And Roy was up there for about a week, so you could imagine when he came down, he was pretty skinny and dehydrated. And here he is today, though. He's still a little thin. He's eating the treats really, really well now, so he's putting some weight on. He's a fun guy. He's a little bit scared initially, and he's still kind of getting used to being a dog that's not a mountain dweller like he was. But here he is. He's a really, really pretty brindle, very, very excited, and just a sweet, sweet doggy, and pretty smart, too. He was using these interactive toys also. So if you're interested in a guy that's Grizzly Adams type of guy, mountain man, this is him, Roy.
He's also really great with dogs if you're looking for a canine friend for your pup at home. Now, Shorty is up next, a little Papillon Chihuahua mix whose compact size makes him the perfect tag-along friend, and this little gentleman has excellent manners, also making him a great dinner date. And Lisa has a few suggestions for those dog-friendly restaurants that you can bring him to.
That's right. Shorty is going to be looking for a new home, and he also would love to go on some dinner dates with people. Dog-friendly patios are wonderful at this time of the year. You can sit outside and have dinner with your canine companion. And we've got several patio-friendly, dog-friendly restaurants such as Oso, Postino's, Enchiladas, Yard House, the Tilted Kilt, and the Vig Fillmore. All you need to do is let them know that you want patio seating and you brought your dog. Usually they bring you a bowl of water and some extra treats for your canine pal. And little Shorty here says he's not